Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great week and all. Mine's pretty busy because I'm actually right here in one of the Sunday school rooms at church. But anyway, I am doing a vlog. I'm actually calling this Night at the Movies because who knows when I'm actually going, hoping to go to some anniversary viewings of some of my favorite movies. Now, because most of the time I have to go out of town to see these because our theater just doesn't do anniversaries for some reason or another. Don't ask me why, but Golden Star, please start doing that. Please. That way I can take 15 minutes and there I am. Local theater does not show anniversary shows. So, or anniversary re-releases. So anyway, so that's why I can't go to all classic movie re-releases, but I'll do vlog for some of my favorite ones. And I finally got to see my most favorite movie in theaters the other day. So I'm like, yes! Thank you, Lord. I don't need a time machine to actually see my favorite movie anymore. It would have been kind of cool to go back to 1985. I was not born yet. That was 6 years before I was born. But yeah, you guessed it. Back to the Future. Yeah. That was amazing to see in theaters. I knew it would as soon as I saw a flyer a couple weeks before I even saw, well, a week before I saw the flyer for Sound of Music was going to be re-released. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do both. But I did, thank God. 2 amazing movies, and they both celebrate 60 and 40 years. So it shows that even 20 years later, that movies were still fantastic. I don't know what happened to movies these days. It's like now, you get a good one here and there. But sitting through the previews for Back to the Future told me, like, none of the movies I was interested in. Even there's this Christian film called King of Kings, and no, it's not about Jesus. It's about David, which is why I'm here right now at church. Everybody's watching House of David. But, I'm not watching. I just got bored, and so I'm like, I'm in here. I'm gonna do this vlog, now that I've found some free time. So anyway, that was the one takeaway with the Back to the Future 40th anniversary was sitting in the movie theater watching 25 minutes worth of previews of junk movies coming out in the next couple of weeks. The only real good thing was the re-release of Rocky 4. And I'm thinking, that was the best Rocky movie? And I'm going, but unfortunately, by the time it hits theaters, Christmas stuff events are going to be in full swing. So it'd be kind of tough to get an hour away to go see that movie. So I think I might just watch it at home because I'm pretty sure I have Rocky 4. Anyway, so my expectation to when I was going to see Back to the Future was that as soon as those clocks started ticking, that I'll be so excited and it's just smiling from ear to ear because there I'm seeing my favorite movie on the big screen and digitally enhanced. But at that point, after watching 25 minutes of previews, I was glazed over. I'm like, I'm hearing the clocks ticking. It comes up there, a Robert Zemeckis film, Back to the Future, and I'm like, finally, we're at the movie? But I didn't feel that excitement. But it wasn't until I heard The Power of Love that I was like, yes! Sorry for the being hyper, but it's my favorite movie. It's all coming back to the excitement. So I'm grinning from ear to ear. I'm singing along. The time travel scenes. If you haven't had a chance to see it in the theater on the big screen, do it. Because those time travel scenes when Einstein goes to the future for 1 minute, and then when Marty goes to 1955, and when he goes from 1955 back to 1985. Some of the most iconic moments in the movie, and it's the best because of the way the digital enhancement is. I can't quite explain all that the technical specs of it, but it almost looked like you're right there at the mall, watching the DeLorean go through the space-time continuum. That was the part I was so excited about and amazing. And it just goes to, it's such a good movie. It's such a good movie. I mean, I could go on and on, but I've vlogged about Back to the Future before, so. But anyway, one of the other things that I noticed in the movie were just certain little intricate details that in costume that when people cosplay, I don't think they noticed, but there's a pin, a lapel pin that Marty has on his jean jacket. It has a guitar on it. I never even noticed it. I see it on the big screen. I kept staring a couple times, going, "What is that? What is that?" I'm going, "Oh, it's a guitar." I thought that was pretty cool, and it's located right next to that white button that you see, that white with red and blue button that you see him wear. And then another thing I noticed is when Marty gives Lou the money on the counter, he puts his guitar pick there too. Yeah, I just laughed and cried a little bit through the movie. It's almost a 2-hour movie, and by the time it was over, I was going, "It's over already?" And then I'm singing along and back in time. Yeah, I'm a Back to the Future nerd. I'm very active. I love a lot of stuff, but Back to the Future is like the movie I know a lot about, and I just love hearing the details and stuff like that, which also brings to the thing that a lot of people lately have been talking about, the Eric Stoltz footage. And so people wonder what Back to the Future would be like with Eric Stoltz. So a lot of people say it was going to be more serious and dark. But from like one video I saw, he was saying the same lines as Michael J. Fox did. But it was kind of, it just didn't, it seemed off. So I would be interested to see the footage if it ever comes out. We don't know. That's probably going to be a matter of time. Not like soon matter of time, but probably in a long time from now. That's how a lot of people are speculating. So that would be an interesting thing to see. I think that Back to the Future would have been more iconic or just as iconic? I don't know, because I've never seen Eric Stoltz in anything. I've seen Michael J. Fox in some stuff, and Christopher Lloyd in Taxi and Angels in the Outfield, among other things, and I'm like, those two were perfect to play those roles, and I can't picture anybody playing any of the characters other than Christopher Lloyd, Michael J. Fox. So that's my 2 cents worth, and maybe, just maybe at some point I'll see the whole trilogy in theaters. That'd be pretty cool. I'll be on the watch out for that. I mean, part 2, I would probably go out of town to see it just because it's part of the trilogy, but part 2 is not one of my favorites. I'm one of those that I thought that was a darker version. I didn't like it because a lot of the, Biff seemed to be humbled by George after what happened in 1955. But then all of a sudden, in the part 2, he seems a lot more evil than after that experience in 1955, which I don't think it would have just humbled him by, just around one person. It would have humbled him, period. So that's my 2 cents worth, and who knows what Biff was like in the timelines after Marty was in 1955, and so anyway, That's an interesting theory. But I kind of think naturally on things. But anyway. So then we get to part 3. That's my favorite one between part 2 and part 3. It's like I'll go like Back to the Future part 3, and then Back to the Future part 2. So seeing Back to the Future part 3 would be really cool to see in theaters, I think. And I'm not a fan of westerns, but Back to the Future part 3 was just special. Just felt special. Totally different from a lot of westerns, in my opinion. And I like how it has a interesting and happy ending. So anyway, that's all I have to say, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I was a little spazzy, but things are going on right now. As I'm super busy, so I'm a little scatterbrained anyway. Well, not anyway, but a little scatterbrained when I'm busy. So I would like for you guys to pray for me that that I'm able to make it through the next several weeks without having a meltdown. And there's some friends and family that need prayer. I'm not going to get into specifics, but I wish you would pray for them as well. Alright, take care, guys. God bless.